Incoming transmission.
Hey everybody, this is Ed with Boosting the Signal, and this week my guest is Jason Roy Gaston. You probably know him from a multitude of different channels or videos that he does on his channels with Australian people and people from New Jersey. But you probably even have seen his comedic readings online. I know personally that's where I discovered him. Jason, how's it going?
It is going well. I am absolutely living the dream. Thank you for asking.
Well, oh man, it's good to be part of somebody's dream. I like
Yes.
that. And I meant what I said the first time I discovered you. It was the your online comedic readings. I remember you were in my feed. You popped up in my feed, and I started following you. And it was, I'd say, at least a good year and a half later before I had ever discovered the Captain's Quadrant, and I'd see you on there, and I go, I know this guy from somewhere. It's like, where do I know him?
Yeah, that's
But
they kind of use me as a weenie for other people. They'll just dangle me out and go, "Hey, come here, come here, come here," and people will just come in like a dog, just like, "Oh, oh, oh, I know that. It's familiarity."
yeah,
But
what?
hey, I'm just happy to be useful. That's all.
Well, yeah, I gotta say, if you can bring the viewers, that's what matters. And you have a pretty good following. I do know that you're on TikTok. I am not currently allowed to be on TikTok. So
It's probably who's ever keeping you off TikTok is doing a good job. I wish I had somebody to watch after me that way.
TikTok is keeping me off of there. They have blocked both of my email addresses that I had used and my IP.
Well, that's what you get for showing your junk on that app. You're not supposed to do that. It's a kids dance app, dude.
Hey, I thought it was okay as long as I was dancing, but apparently not.
That actually makes it worse in many ways.
Makes a lot of sounds that nobody wants to hear. That's for sure. I will say this. So I know you're on the TikTok though, and what you have you have a very large following when it comes to the social channels that I can see. So I can only imagine it's even larger on TikTok because you take this as a compliment. You are scrollable. Like, so somebody can be on there, they can see you. It's short bits. It's enough to digest, and then you want to go to the next one. And
I was built for people with short attention spans.
there you go. That's a really it's a backhanded compliment, but
I will
it's
take any kind of compliment you can throw at me.
I like it. I like it. So let me ask you this, because I'm curious about your beginnings. What got you started in being a comedic reading social, your social stance that you have taken at reading comedically and starting your social media presence?
Well, like many other people, my I first started on TikTok, and it all came about because of boredom during the pandemic. Because it had always been my dream to do travel material, and so I was planning a big trip to Japan, and that was going to be my big first set of videos was going to be exploring Japan on TikTok. Come with me. And then 2020 happened, that wonderful year where we got to do absolutely jack squat nothing. And so I've got this TikTok account that I do not know what to do with. I'd made a couple of videos. I made a video of my cat being attacked by a bird, which I thought was really cute. But now it just makes me sad because I don't have that cat anymore. Uh, and then there was a couple of skits that I tried to do that I thought was funny, but nobody else did. And then one day, my I'm with my mother and my sister, and they need to go into the Walmart, and I don't want to go in because at that point you had to wait in a line and you had to put on a mask, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. I will just wait out in the car.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I get on Facebook and I'm scrolling through things, and I come across this fella that lives here in San Angelo. His name is Jack Yell, which I think number one is an excellent name. But he was highly conservative, highly opinionated, lowly educated. Just everything that came out of his mouth was just the dumbest, most misspelled things I've ever seen in my entire life. So I started reading it out loud and I started giggling just because whenever it was read out loud, it just sounded just absolutely ridiculous. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to record myself saying this and see how it goes. And I did three of them. The third one hit. it got like 20,000 people watching it. And at the time, I had less than 100 people following me. And it just kind of snowballed after that. Everybody started following me from that one video, and then I had another one hit and then another one, and I'm just like, why are these people following me? This is so dumb. But people really seem to gravitate towards it. They gravitate towards um, just the sheer absurdity of how a misplaced letter can completely change your message sometimes, and how 20 misplaced letters can totally tell people who you voted for.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's, I mean, I'm glad you didn't go into Walmart.
No, no, I did not go into Walmart. I went in there once and I kind of took a picture of the line. I'm like, look at what we have to do. And about that time, this Karen comes by going, "Sir, you cannot take a picture of me without my permission." I'm like, I'm not even pointing the camera at you. And you're in a public place. So if I want to take a picture of you, I can. As a matter of fact, you've annoyed me, so now I'm going to. Click. What are you going to do? Um, yeah, Walmarts back then were just terrible, but they were 24 hours. So, I mean, I do miss that.
Yeah, I do have to say, you'd really, not to harp on the past and the evil year of 2020, but man, it's amazing how many things have not gone back to the way they were. We locally, like, I'll give an example, McDonald's. Small example, McDonald's used to be open until like 11 or 12, and it wasn't until just 2 weeks ago our McDonald's is now open until 10. It's been closing at 8 o'clock for the last 6 years.
Does hunger just stop at 8 o'clock?
I have no idea.
What is even with that?
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
we have Sonic drive-throughs here, and they don't close until like 1 in the morning. They're magnificent. If I'm laying in bed and I just think I really want a triple cheeseburger right now because I hate myself, they're ready. They're just like, come bring us your money. Come bring. We hate you too. Come bring your money.
Sonic is a restaurant that really failed in this area. We had one, for about a year and a half, and it went away. I mean, it like just disappeared. And then in where my in-laws live, north of here, they had one, and it's gone too. It only lasted a couple of months. It's like nobody in this area seems to like Sonic for some reason.
Now, which area are you in?
Ohio.
Oh,
To give you an
okay.
idea, like Lima. So, uh, oh man, you know where Dayton is? Go about an hour and a half north of Dayton.
Ah, see, that's the thing. Walmart. I'm sorry. Sonic is a purveyor of joy in liquid form. And I think Ohio outlawed Joy at some point or another. If your sodas are not corn flavored, they don't want any part of it.
Here's the thing. You just said the magic word. And this is the difference between me and every other individual that lives here in Ohio is I call it soda as well. Everybody else calls it pop, and I think they're all evil. So it's
Where I
um
live, it's all Coke.
yeah,
Whether it's 7 Up or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, everything's Coke.
no, I get that. I
But
did the
I call
majority
it
of
soda because it annoys people.
no, to me it's soda. But
Yeah.
I did do the majority of my growing up in Orlando area in Florida, and you're right, everything was Coke. It's like, hey, can I get one of that orange Coke, or can I get some grape Coke? It's like, and they know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
it's a weird regional colloquialism that I don't understand, even though I grew up with it. It took me a long time to realize that there actually was a soda called Coke. I just thought Coke was another word for Dr. Pepper for the longest time because everybody here drinks Dr. Pepper and it's vile. It
Yeah.
is absolute. It's swill. It's too sweet. I
Well,
hate it.
I know uh Whataburger has their own like deal with Dr. Pepper, don't they? They have like Dr. Pepper oh, what are they called, like a slushy or something that's only at Whataburger. And
There is something about I don't know what I think they call it the pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper. They used to call them Dublin Dr. Peppers here because they were only bottled in Dublin, Texas, because that's where the first Dr. Pepper bottler was.
oh,
And so they would make Dr. Pepper there with the original formula. And Dr. Pepper told them, okay, you know what? We will let you do that, but don't sell it outside of Dublin, Texas.
huh.
And then Dublin, Texas got greedy and started sending it elsewhere. And Dr. Pepper came in and shut them down, like just like swatting a fly. But now Dr. Pepper's selling it because they realized, oh, people like this because they were selling a lot. And so if I can find the pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper, I will drink that. But it's the same thing with Coke. If you ever
Sounds
get
good.
Coke from Mexico, oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so good.
I've never had the pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper, but I will definitely investigate. My wife tried something. Pepsi did the prebiotic bullshit, whatever they are, like with what was that stuff? It's aspartame. Oh my god, it was the worst thing I'd ever drank in my
Isn't that
life.
the wasn't that the stuff that made you like have explosive diarrhea? No, 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 that was Olestra. That was chips.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I was like, it was terrible. But I used to have a bad problem with drinking like soda. I would drink so much soda, it's bad. And now like maybe one a day, maybe one every other. I kind of really, really careful about that anymore. And nobody's here. Anyway, so Star Trek, you like Star Trek.
I'm sorry, you cut off there. I couldn't hear what you just said.
You like Star Trek, right?
That's the one with the Enterprise, right? Yes, I do like
Yeah.
that one.
The bald guy is the captain on one ship,
Right,
pointy ear
right.
guy.
Yes, yes.
So I'm curious, since we know you like Star Trek and you know you are all over the internet with Star Trek shows and content, what's your Star Trek story? What brought you to Star
Well, way back in the 1980s, we had two television stations that we got on antenna. And then one day I came home and there was a strange man in our living room doing something to our wall. And I asked my mother, Mother, what is this strange man doing to our wall? And she said, Well, we're getting cable. And I thought, how exciting. What's cable? I'd never heard of it before. And she said, Well, we're going to go from having two channels to having 12. And I thought, that is science fiction. That can't happen because, and we're getting a channel called Showtime that shows movies and they have the F word in them. You mean we don't have to
Trek?
go to movies and at the movie theater to hear the F word? That's amazing. So for the next, I also discovered Nickelodeon that day. 80s Nickelodeon was amazing, but I'm getting off topic. Uh, at that time, they were showing Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan on Showtime. I had never watched Star Trek before. I didn't know what Star Trek was. And the first thing I remember, I didn't even watch the whole movie. I just tuned in for like the part whenever the Enterprise and the Reliant are dogfighting each other inside the nebula. And I was locked in. I didn't know who Khan was. I didn't know why it was so sad when Spock died. I just know that I thought that was the most exciting thing I had ever seen in my entire life. Just two spaceships inside this big zappy cloud just hammering on each other. And of course the big escape at the end whenever everything explodes. Um and then I realized I didn't know what the movie was called. And then it came on again later. I saw a commercial for it again later, and it said Star Trek 2. And I was like, oh, there's another one. There's a part one. And so I didn't see part one for the longest time, but my dad did say, "Hey, there is a TV show. It comes on every Friday night at 9 o'clock. You know, we can sit down and watch the show together because he grew up watching the original show." So I sat down and watched that one, loved it, and then we got a brand new invention called a VCR, and we were taken to this place called Hollywood Video. And at Hollywood Video, my mother said, find a movie you want to watch. And I find Star Trek the Motion Picture. And I am so excited. I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl. I'm like, I can finally watch this one. Can you imagine how exciting this one will be? We get it home, and much to my shock and awe, it is not an exciting movie. But I watch every frame of it anyway because I am transfixed on the mystery. And I was super into space at the time. So whenever they revealed that V'ger was actually Voyager, I was like, wow, that is so cool. It didn't even occur to me as Voyager 6. I was just like, wow, the Voyager. The Voyager is V'ger. That's great. I love this. Everybody else was just so bored with this movie. Like, can we turn it off? And I know we're watching this movie all the way to the end and you're gonna like it. And then not long after that, Star Trek 3 was released to theaters. That was the first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters. I dragged my entire suffering family to go watch that movie because I was not allowed to go by myself because I had no sense of self-preservation and I had ADHD. So, sitting down and watching the movie, I just remember being absolutely devastated when they blew up the Enterprise. I was that Homer meme. Whenever it's just a little blown up, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just a little disintegrated, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just falling through the atmosphere, but it's okay. It's okay. Jason, it's gone. I know. And I was just so upset because I just thought I just got into this and now they've blown up my favorite part of the thing. 'Cause I love the Enterprise. I wanted a model Enterprise for the longest time, but I never could find one. And that was it. And then I didn't get to see Star Trek 4 in theaters, but my cousin did, and he ruined the entire movie for me. And then after that, I saw every single one in theaters because I had my own grown up money by then. And
Uh,
just I fell into the TV shows, I fell into the novels. I'm one of those people. I'm not a normal person. I'm just like, oh, I find this thing interesting. I wonder what it would be like to have it consume my entire life. And
this is
that's where
why
I
I
am now.
avoided Game of Thrones. So,
Yeah, yeah. Game of Thrones will just hurt you later on, so that's probably a good call.
well, not only that, but I have an obsessive compulsive with getting collectibles, and I'd seen how many things were coming out for it, and I'm like, I can't afford this. No, I'm going to avoid it. Somebody bought me the first season on Blu-ray, and I never opened it. I sold it. I was like, no, thank you, we're good. Um, Star Trek 3 was the first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters as well. I was 7. I saw it with my dad. It came out around my birthday, and but very similar origin for me as well. Um, my grandparents got me hooked. So yeah, and I I I love the motion picture. I mean, I literally own the motion picture in every format you can imagine and every version you can
It's a
imagine.
fantastic film. I will defend that to, well, not my dying breath. It's going to be the dying breath of anybody who is talking crap about this magnificent movie because it is. It's a spectacular film. It is intelligent, it is mature. It is the closest thing that Star Trek has ever come to doing epic science fiction, and I love it.
Yeah. The beauty of it is, and I this is kind of on topic but off topic because it's occurring to me as I say it. You look at Star Trek 2, 3, and 4 is it's basically a trilogy.
Yes.
But every Star Trek film is its own, what's the word, anthology. It feels like each one is their own anthology film because they are the same but yet different. Uh, think about like Black Mirror or Twilight Zone, it and I like that. That's not really something I ever thought about until just now. But yeah, yeah, it's good. So what would you say is your absolute favorite Star Trek film?
It is an a very unpopular opinion, but my absolute favorite Star Trek film is Star Trek for the Voyage Home. Because not only is it funny, I think that it is probably the closest thing that the movies ever got to being the Star Trek that Gene Roddenberry envisioned. There's no bad guy. It's just a group of people working together to fix a problem. And the fact that it is not only just uproariously funny, but incredibly clever in the way that it tells the story of these people going back in time to rescue whales. Plus, it takes takes a modern day problem and it recontextualizes it for a sci-fi setting. At the time, 80s were all about save the whales, save the whales. It is my favorite. I absolutely adore that movie. Plus, I think it's super accessible. My cousin hated Star Trek, but he was taken to go see this movie and he couldn't stop talking about it. It's like the
I always
only
think it's
Star Trek movie that
fascinating.
he owns.
I think it's fascinating when people say they hate Star Trek, and I've always tried to struggle to find why. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing really to hate. I mean, every version of it, there's literally a Star Trek out there for everyone. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We all trek in our own different ways. There's a entry point for everybody at some point. I don't really think of Star Trek 4 as being an unpopular choice for a favorite one. That fascinates me that you said that. Now, if you
Well,
would have said Star Trek
according to
5,
Joe and Jace, it's an unpopular choice. They
First
shame
of all,
me every
yeah,
time I say it. It's like, how could you say that? How could
yeah,
you say that? It's not right. It's not right.
yeah. But Joe's favorite movie is Nemesis, so that doesn't count. You know?
That's not his. That's not his favorite. I'm
No,
gonna. I'm gonna
he like
jump to Joe's defense. It's not his favorite. He's just an apologist for it. His favorite is actually Star Trek Six, and he's told me that, which is a good choice. I really enjoy Star Trek Six. I think it's a great movie. Now, is he right? No, God no. Nemesis is a dog crap movie. I hate every frame of it. It makes me angry. It makes me angry with rage every time I watch that dreadful film. But if he wants to watch something that's absolute path, that's his problem. That's on him. Yeah.
ironically, I did put out feelers this week for Nemesis on VHS. I know it exists. I know it's out there. I'm telling people like, I don't need it, but I kind of want it. Like I have all the rest of them on VHS, and I'm like, I got to be a completionist. I need that Nemesis on VHS, and so
In Nemesis's defense, I do hate Star Trek Insurrection more. And in Star Trek Insurrection's defense, I do hate Section 31 more. I don't think it's possible to hate a movie more than Section 31.
I like Insurrection, but I do understand the flaws. There are some massive flaws to the film, technically and writing and
Like,
story.
logistically,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
so many flaws. If the Sona had just parked that stupid cloaked ship in orbit instead of putting it under a lake,
yeah,
they would have been fine. They would have never been caught.
yeah. The lake
Picard would
thing
have
didn't
beamed
make
down like,
sense.
where did all the people from Dr. Quinn go? Oh, well. And that would have been the end of the movie.
That's I like that. Nemesis, though, anybody that if anybody's watching and they like Star Trek Nemesis, hey, that's great. I'm glad you're here. I want you to go back and watch it with director commentary and then have a conversation with me. Okay?
Yeah, I just want you to question all your life choices because I hate you. That's it. I hate you. I hate everything you are and everything you stand for.
I
And
understand not
I
liking sex.
question you. I question your state in humanity. I question your place on this planet because Nemesis really is that bad.
The views expressed here by Jason Roy Gaston do not reflect those of Boosting the Signal podcast.
But they are
Um,
correct.
the Section 31 was man, that was one like I said, I didn't mind it watching it. I've seen it twice. The second time hurt me more because I started thinking, why am I doing this to myself? Um, but yeah, I can't really defend it, and I'm never gonna say, hey man, you want to come over and watch Section 31? It's not gonna happen.
It was so desperate, in my opinion. It was a movie that was so desperate to be cool that it turned around and was not cool at all.
No,
It was just desperate.
yeah. Now you mentioned your favorite movie. What about your show? I mean, what's your go-to comfort show?
My go-to comfort show is Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
I did not like Deep Space Nine when it first started because it was so radically different. But the more I watched it, the more I realized this is a fine collection of talents. Talents behind the screen, on the screen. Avery Brooks, I could watch that man. I could watch that man read recipes, the worst recipes ever, and I would just be transfixed. And I almost feel like the fact that he has retired and he's not doing anything anymore makes his work on that show even more precious now.
Yeah.
Um, and even beyond that, Andrew Robinson, you would think he was in every single episode. He was only in like 30 of them.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn he was in every episode.
Well, that's
J.G. Hertzler, um, Aaron Eisenberg, all of these incredible actors who came in the side door playing characters that you did not take seriously. If Paramount ever releases the copyright claim on my video, Jason watches Star Trek The Emissary, I make comments about how Star Trek Deep Space Nine brought in its best characters through the side door when you weren't expecting it. Like the first time you meet Nog, he's just this walking felony with big ears, and he ends up, and if I went into the past and said, "Hey, in 7 years, this guy's going to put on a tuxedo and hang with a lounge singer, and you're going to cry," no one would believe me.
true.
Yeah. Um, even and I of course I want to talk about the main cast as well because the main cast was just incredible as well. Renee Auberjonois, Nana Visitor, Terry Farrell, who I got to hang out with last year, and she is so sweet. She's such a nice person. And Andrew Robinson, I got to hang out with Andrew Robinson, and he was super cool. The first thing he said before I interviewed him was "Make it weird," and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're like that uncle. I'm not allowed to go visit his house anymore." Um, but yeah, just I feel like I'm just like forgetting so many people. Watching that pilot episode also, Sirach Lofton, who is overlooked so much, was so good in that show. And him and Avery Brooks just had this chemistry together where I would have if you told me they were actually father and son, I would have totally believed you.
Same, same,
Yeah.
and it does my heart warm to know that they are as close in real life now, still. That
Yes.
he's able to call him, he's able to. I think that's amazing, and it's probably one of the best gifts. I truly understand what you mean, though. When DS9 is my favorite. DS9, when it first started, I did not care for it. To me, it was dirty Star Trek, and it was, like everything is dirty, nothing's shiny, nothing's new. I didn't come to respect DS9 probably until, man, I'll be honest with you, season. By the time it was ending, I think I started to appreciate it for what it was. But um, it ended the day before my birthday in 2009 or 1999. Was the day before my birthday. It was the last episode, and I think
Are
I
you a May
started.
baby as well?
No, June. June
Oh, okay.
2nd is when
Okay.
that aired. I June 3rd for my birthday.
Okay. Yeah, because it usually end around my birthday too, and I'm like, ah, May baby. No, June, a June pretender. That's fine. That's fine.
Very early June. So, but
So our
but
birthday's
yeah,
only a few days apart. That's cool because I'm the 27th of May, so
you're 27. I think I have a friend of mine that has a 27th or 28th. I don't know. That's why I have Google calendars. But um, yeah, but yeah, DS9 grew on me. Avery Books. I'm a Cisco guy. I have a Cisco corner. Like I've been opening up these cards every Tuesday here lately, and all I hope for is a Cisco card. It's amazing. I've been watching all these card breaks on YouTube, and everybody's like, rife with Cisco cards. I have opened up so many, and I have not had one damn Cisco yet. And I'm like, what is it going to take to get a damn Captain Cisco? But
um, I gotcha.
are you talking? Wait,
I
no, no,
I
wait a minute. Hold
gotcha.
on. I appreciate it, but are you talking about the new ones? Because
Oh
I'm
no,
talking.
not the new ones. I think I have some Skybox and some old ones, but
Yeah, I'd probably
but
have those, but
oh
I got these new ones from
oh I don't
Rittenhouse.
I haven't even heard those.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are the celebration cards. They put them out for the 60th anniversary. Check my YouTube channel or even My Figure Universe. Every Tuesday, I open up a pack. I bought a box of them, so I'm opening up one pack a week, which is so hard to keep to. But I've gotten a couple autographs and a couple relic cards here and there, so they're
Cool.
nice. Um, they're a bit expensive, but between you and I didn't pay for it, so
Shoplifting, got it.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's more acceptable, I think. And somebody gives you something for free, and people are like, "Well, how did you get that? How do I get them to send me free shit?" It's like, maybe don't be a
Be
dick.
more likable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but
I had
actually,
some
by the
I
go
had
on.
a bunch of packages of unopened 25th anniversary cards that I had kept in a box in my room for years. And I come home one day. My kids are being watched by a babysitter. I come home one day, I go upstairs, boxes open, all of the cards, all the packages have been ripped open, and all the cards are all over the room. And that is one of the few times I have ever primally screamed at my children. I'm like, why? Why? I kept these things for so long.
Was it the silver or the black and like pink packs?
I think they were, I don't remember, to be honest.
I know
They,
they
they
did
were
two.
silver. Yeah, they were silver because if you opened them, they'd like leave the silver on your fingertips. Yeah.
Yeah, I've opened all those. A friend of mine had bought those for me, bought me like a box of them for my birthday, and I'd say 14 years ago. and it stayed in my closet forever and ever and ever. And when I started up the channel, I was telling my wife, I said, I should open these up. And there's another guy I follow, Dr. Mo on Instagram. Great follow, great gentleman, hell of a guy. And he started, like, before I started everything, he started opening up one pack a week. And I was like, I was enthralled. I went every week. I was ready to tune in to watch him open up a pack of cards. And I kept looking over it. I was like, I have these cards. I should do the same thing. So I asked him, I was like, do you mind if I do the same thing? I don't want to step on your toes and, like, or anything else. I'm inspired by you. And he was, yeah, go for it. I want to see what you got. And I ended up sending him some he needed to complete his set. He sent me some. So it worked out really great. Nice guy. Um, and I had fun with it. So it was like, I'm going to keep opening up cards, and it's a fun thing. It's something for content, but it's amazing how many people are like, open them all. Like, no, 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 no. We're taking our time here, kids. But
Well, it was one of my. I don't have it with me right now. It's in storage somewhere, and I'm hoping that whenever I get to Alaska and can afford a house, which is laughable because housing up there is expensive, uh, I have a framed uncut sheet of the both the 25th anniversary cards
yeah,
and the Skybox cards. And I don't have the Skybox framed yet, but I do have the 25th anniversary framed. Those are so fascinating to look at.
yeah. Oh, and they're
Yeah,
beautiful art.
they really
They're
are. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I have I think I've got like 62 videos currently of just opening packs of cards all the way back to those. Because you can pick up unopened boxes on eBay for 15, $20, no problem. And that'll give you 13 weeks of content. Um, but yeah, and you say housing's expensive in Alaska. Is ice that expensive? I mean,
Uh, well, you see, they actually have houses up there now. It's not just igloos, and they have Taco
oh,
Bells and they have electricity and everything. Now, Anchorage is a really cool international city, and it's funny because everybody who does not live in Anchorage hates it. All the other towns just like talk crap about Anchorage all the time. Well, that's where all the crime happens. Oh, really? You mean crime happens where people live? Shocking. Now, I enjoy the place. I enjoy the people up there. You got people from all over the world. You got these beautiful mountains everywhere. I mean, you can go up to the mall downtown, go up to the food court, and you just have this 360-degree panorama of the mountains all around the city, and it is beautiful.
I would love to see it. I did a lot of traveling in my youth. I spent a lot of time going to like Colorado and Montana and Utah. I spent a lot of time in Utah,
Tanya.
and I love Salt Lake City. Like I was seeing a girl that lived there, and we'd come out of her house, like we'd step out, go to her driveway, and you could look forward, see a mountain, see a mountain, see a mountain, see a mountain. I was like, I love this. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Salt Lake City's a beautiful city as well.
I, I like I don't know if you watch The Office, but I always liked it when Will Ferrell was on The Office, and he's describing that area of the world, and he's like, I call it heaven. It's just, but I always thought that was really good.
I just
And
live in such a flat world. I think a flat part of the country. I think anytime I see a hill, I'm just like, "Ooh, pretty." That's it.
yeah, well, there's so many pretty parts of this world, this country. I like Nebraska. Nebraska's nice, but we talk about crime. There's a bit of crime in Nebraska, which is surprising. Um, but I've been in about every train station from here all the way to Los Angeles, and I'll watch Big Bang Theory. And I love it when Sheldon talks about all the different hot dog stands that they have at different train stations. And I'm like, bitch, I've been to those, and there's ain't no hot dog stands in there. Like, I don't know who wrote that, but there are no hot dog stands where he's been. Um, but whatever. So speaking of outside Star Trek, and I know you're doing Supernatural right now. Anybody, and I'm
How do
going to
you
put it
know
on the
that?
screen. Well, because I follow.
Oh wait, that's you. Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah. You're
me.
the
That's me,
know-it-all.
the
You're the
guy that's
know-it-all,
always in
right?
the truck. I'm. But yeah, I'm loving that you're watching it for the first time. I hear that you are getting close to the end, and specifically by the time this airs, you're probably even closer to the end. Uh,
Of
I know I've
season
sent all,
one, yeah.
yeah, of season one. I should say of season one. I've sent all my videos for season one. My wife and I, she's never seen it either, and I have. And she's like, "Well, let's watch Supernatural," and I'm like, "That's the best gift you could give me." And so, we just started season two, and I had forgotten just how good season two is. Season one's great, but season two is where it's kicking in, and you get a lot of, what would you call it, recurring characters that will be coming up throughout the rest of at least 8 years of the seasons. You're in for some good shit, man. You really are. But outside of that, is there? I mean, okay, let's. This is gonna be a tough one. Outside of Star Trek, what is a show that you would die on a hill for? And what's something that you love that maybe people don't know? Masters of the Universe. Okay, well, people
Yeah.
know that.
I will kill people over Masters of the Universe. They would get to sell toys. No, that's your death sentence right there. Beyond that though, well, we're also doing Gargoyles, which I think is an amazing TV
I love
show.
gargoyles.
As long as you're not on the Avalon arc, it's a good TV show. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was a huge fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Very disappointed that they did not pick up that spinoff, but I'm hoping maybe they'll redo it and try again. Let me see what else. I'm a big fan of Invincible right now, The Boys. Um, I really loved Peacemaker and Creature Commandos when that was on. Um, Honestly, today I don't watch a whole lot of new TV.
Yeah.
Doctor Who, on the rare occasions they ever put out a season, it's like, hey, would you like 8 episodes every 4 years? No, I would like more episodes, please. Do you like this Doctor? Well, he's gone now. Um, oh goodness, I loved Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. The original was okay, but the reboot was just absolute peak.
Have you been
Um,
checking out Katie Sackhoff, watching it for the first time?
I have not. I've heard
Oh,
about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
it is so good. I mean, it's what's really amazing. Her and her husband watching it, they've never seen it, and like, I mean, it's like the old line from How I Met Your Mother. The only people that have never seen Star Wars are the people that are in Star Wars because they lived the Star Wars, and she lived the Battlestar Galactica. So now she's going back.
That's
She
awesome.
posted a video today, and I love it. Like, the new episode went up today, and she's like, "Oh, it's so good. You've seen it." It's like, and I love that she's experiencing it with those new eyes. And it, to me, I love it when people discover something that I love. Case in point, I'm a big fan of The Invisible Man. I can see the tattoo here. Early 2000s show, Vincent Ventresca, Mike McCafferty, Paul Ben Victor, wonderful gentlemen. I consider them close friends. They uh, I'm in a group. We all have a group together, like the actors and the fans. We are in a group on
Hmm.
Facebook, and someone new joined our group 2 days ago, and is just now watching the show for the first time. And they're like asking questions, and I'm like, I am loving this. It's like, I've got 26 years of wanting to talk to somebody new about the show, so it's good. It was only on 2 years, but man, it's good. And
I
but I love
remember
it
The
when
Invisible
people
Man. Yeah.
discover something.
Yeah. I don't know. You just kind of start feeling like Willy Wonka, come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. So I enjoyed our Avatar rewatch with VHS Jace. It was just so much fun because I knew what was coming and I'd see his anticipation and I'd hear him speculate. And sometimes he'd get it right, sometimes he'd get it wrong. And I would just sit there and quiver in delight if he didn't see something coming. And I just love that kind of thing. So yeah, I totally get you. You're like a Sherpa taking them up Mount Awesome.
Well, I get that. I have the same thing with my wife. I can't talk about it, but there's something that happens at the end of season one of Supernatural. I don't want to spoil it for you. And she's like, well, what was said? Someone whispers in somebody's ear, and I was like, well, you'll find out in 2 years.
It's too
It's like,
late.
yeah,
We're
it's like I can't tell
everywhere.
you. But yeah, I love it when new people start watching something.
Well, I'm
You brought up the
enjoying it
He.
so far. My daughters are loving that I finally watched Supernatural because they've been trying to get me to do it forever. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do it for so long is because they wanted me to. And it's like the opposite, whenever something's cool, whenever the kids think something's cool, the adults start doing it, it stops being cool. I'm the opposite. Something's cool unless my kids want me to look at it.
Yeah,
And then I'm
no,
like,
no,
ew,
I get it.
no,
I get it. I
gross.
mean, we talked about Game of Thrones. Everybody loved Game of Thrones. I'm not doing it. There's so many other things like, man, I've never seen The Boys. I'll
Hmm.
use like I've never seen it. I know it's great. A past guest on the show, Mandeep, he has told me like you really you need to check out Mandeep. Mandeep is the biggest Supernatural fan you're ever going to meet. If you guys ever need to talk to somebody, I love Supernatural, but Mandeep is the biggest fan in the world, and he knows them all. He's met everyone. So, but anyways, Mandeep's been telling me for years I need to watch The Boys, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'll get around to it. And I kept saying, I'll watch it before the last season. No, never did it. Interviewing Dave Blass, one of the worst things I've ever done in my life is he's like, now you watch The Boys because he's production designer on the show. Yeah, yeah, I watched that. It's like I had to lie to that man,
Oh
but
my goodness.
it's like I'm not gonna tell him, no, I didn't watch your stuff. Sorry, bud. But no, no, there's sometimes it's if it's popular, I avoid it. It took me a long time to watch Big Bang Theory was on for 5 years before I ever watched that. And I know people hate it. I know it's decisive. But and I don't understand it. And sometimes I do get it, I get, but it makes me laugh. It's like Friends or The Office. It's comfort shows. It's like comfort food. I can sit down and chomp on it. The Munsters. You put the Munsters on, I will sit there and watch the Munsters. So,
Yeah, I
anyways,
love the Munsters. I have, to my great shame, um, oh my gosh, what show were we just talking about before you mentioned the Munsters?
The
Because now my
Boys.
brain, the boys. Big Bang Theory. I've actually never watched the Big Bang Theory, and I
Okay.
have no problem. I have no issue with the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
The few clips that I've seen, I actually think are charming and they look really fun. And this should be a TV show that's up my alley. I just haven't made it to the Big Bang Theory yet. Maybe one of these days I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, if you ever do a rewatch, I'll be watching that. I'd be genuinely curious. I mean, and if you're like me, and I'm sure you're somewhat like me, you are an attention whore and you keep track of, like
Me? No.
what, like continuity. There's some continuity issues throughout the show, but what doesn't have it. And like I always tell my wife, it usually comes down to writers and you've hired a different writer and they don't know the history of whatever. Um, but I mean, hell, there's continuity issues in Star Wars for God's sakes. Um, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. I think you would like it. I think you would, and if you ever do watch it, yeah, I'd be curious to watch it. I do want to ask you about your He-Man because this
Yes.
is something that came up yesterday. Your figure you have, is it original?
Which one?
The one you were holding up.
Oh no, this is one of the little miniatures that they
Okay.
started selling at Walmart. I actually don't have an original He-Man. I do have a few original figures. Oh, I had him out yesterday, but I put him up. I do have an original Trapjaw, which he was always my favorite. And then
Okay,
I have
so
the
those
original
are
I have the original Stinkor, and he still smells, and it's awesome.
so are those new minis? Are those that's the brand new ones that are just now showing up in stores?
Yes.
Okay, see, I didn't realize those were minis. I saw
Yep.
the
Itty bitty.
pictures. I saw the pictures online yesterday. Somebody saw them and I thought, man, they look too much like the original. I thought people are gonna buy these and then try to pass them off as original, but since they're different size, that quelches my worry.
Well,
So,
they've also got the spring-loaded like action,
oh, that's
and the
cool.
Origins figures didn't do that. And I'm sorry, I love that. I think that's great.
I dig that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I love He-Man. A couple of years ago for Christmas, my wife bought me the big omnibus of all the He-Man comics,
Oh,
and
nice.
the one that like all it's like every comic book, and then all the figure comics, the ones that came inside the figures.
I have the mini comic collection, the one that came with the figures, but I don't have the other ones. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
and
That's
it's a
super
thick
cool.
ass book.
I bet.
But yeah, I don't have any He-Mans anymore. I sold off a lot of Funko Pops. I do have Skeletor. I'm looking at him now. I keep him. I kept my Skeletor because I always root for the evil guys.
He's the most. He's the one who enjoys his job.
He does. He
He
does.
does. Yeah, I have two. I have two Funko Skeletor staring me. I also had a massive Funko collection, and I got rid of most of them, but I did kept all my He-Mans and I kept all my Star Treks because I just
Yeah.
could not bring myself to get rid of them.
I have all my Star Treks, and then I used to have up here behind me. I had a whole bunch up here, and I got rid of those recently. And I started putting my Playmates figures as I open them. I'm
Mm.
putting them up there, putting them on display, and and I've got space for the nacelle figures, and I got the ones I'm doing the giveaway for right now. And Brian had sent me. Uh, he sent me a box of them, and I was like, dude, I already got them, remember? And he's like, well, let's do a giveaway.
That's
Like,
awesome.
so I was like, all right.
I haven't leaped into getting the nacelle figures yet, but I definitely want to because they look amazing.
No, I'll tell you what, you can join the giveaway and you might win one. If you do, it's like drug. I'm like a drug dealer. I hook you up with a little taste, and you're gonna want some more, you know. But
You you got any more of them Captain Jellicos?
the Jellico is badass. I gotta tell you, I like the fact that because like the Super Seven, you could take the Picard head off the Super Seven and put it on the Jellico. Then you got a nacelle Picard. You know, it's the body is interchangeable as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's
Um,
awesome that they packaged Jellico with the fish he wanted to get rid of. I just find a certain poetic justice to that.
I enjoy that as well. The accessories are off the chain. My wife got me a really nice. I'll show you this. Nobody's seen this. She got me a really nice container to keep all of the accessories in, and my absolute favorite accessory. Ah, there it is. Oh, dropped it. There it is. It's got to be Preston's head. It's
Ah,
midshipman Kyle Preston. His head.
from the angle you're showing it, he looks like Wolverine
Well,
because
that works too.
he looks like he's got mutton chops.
Jellico comes with the artwork from his children that he apparently just doesn't care about. But I love
That's
that.
because next time we saw Jellico, his kids would have been like 30. It's fine.
Yeah, it's they're good figures. I'm not here to sell figures, but it's a good figure.
Hey, you know what? Show them off. I love figures. I love action figures.
What's something you collect that would surprise people?
I collect haunted mansion stuff.
Really?
I love the haunted mansion at Disneyland and Disney World, and I've been although the best one is the haunted manor in Paris. That is the best one. But yeah, I love the haunted mansion. I don't know what it is about that stupid ride that I should have stopped liking whenever I was 8, but I will beeline to the haunted mansion every single time I go to Disneyland because I just love it so much. And
That's cool.
I've got the entire set of Funkos over there. I have the Hatbox Ghost, the original issue of the Hatbox Ghost, and he's in a hard plastic container because he's like $700 if you find him nowadays. I don't know if I'd get that much for him, but yeah, but I'm not going to sell him anyway because I love him. I have got Haunted Mansion signage. I have got a bust of one of the cemeteries from the Haunted Mansion. I just love the Haunted Mansion. I don't know why. It's just silly and I love it.
And I don't have only Disney is Indiana Jones that Disney put out, and it was at their you could buy it from the ride and stuff. That was the only
Nice.
one, but we had a couple of the Haunted Mansion ones, and which one was it? I like the bride. What was her name?
Oh, Constance.
Constance. Yes, I
Yes,
like that one. That was a good design.
I'm looking at her right now. She's winking at me.
Yeah, Hatbox Ghost. I remember everybody losing their collective shit over that. I was deep into Funko. I mean, like if you were following Funko, and like if you ever heard of say the name Butt Wasted, that was me. Um,
Butt
like
wasted.
yeah, yeah. It's not something I've ever talked about here. Butt Wasted is my nickname online. Like when I was on Twitter and everything else, I was, at butt wasted, and it was a nickname I got back in '95. I was, if you want to hear it, I'll tell you, but I was underage.
Absolutely. You cannot just drop that into conversation and expect me not
I,
to hear it.
I was out drinking with a friend of mine, and we went to a bar. Well, it's now called Buffalo Wild Wings, but they used to just call them BW3. And we were drunk. We're coming out, and I'm like, I'm looking up at it, and I'm like, what's the BW3 stand for? And my buddy says, well, that's you, man. You're butt wasted to the third power. And it kind of stuck. So I used that for years, and then like every time Funko would talk about me, and it was always amazing I could get people to say butt wasted. Um, the only problem I ever had was on Twitter. Twitter would block my name or my content for like whatever, for bad things because they thought it was something bad. I
Have you
had a few
seen the
issues.
stuff on Twitter?
Yeah,
Have you
well,
really
we're
seen it?
talking back in the day. We're talking
Ah,
I'm not on there anymore. I deleted my Twitter account about a year and a half ago.
yeah, I don't go on there anymore either.
No evil birds for
No.
me, or X's or whatever. An evil X's. That's it. It's the
Mm.
evil. It's Scott Pilgrim. It all comes down to Scott Pilgrim. So, which I love Scott Pilgrim, by the way.
It's a great movie.
Oh yeah, great movie, great comic book and video game. It's kind of the bane of my existence. I bought that comic or that video game like 3 times, because it keeps losing its what do they call it, like licensing agreement with Xbox. So it deletes off of my account, and then I try to
Ah,
download it again. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have that. And then when it comes back, I have to re-buy it because it's a new damn licensing
oh,
agreement.
that is so annoying.
Yes, so I stopped buying that game. But I don't know. Are you a video game person? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about video games.
I am a video game person. I am a Nintendo boy. Hold on. It's within reaching distance. I do have my Switch.
Oh, Switch. Okay.
Um, I'm mostly my biggest vices are Mario and Zelda games because I'm basic.
Yeah.
But I also collect consoles, so I've got a bunch of consoles. I think I have 15 or 16 consoles now.
I can relate to that. We we have every video game console that we've owned. The only like we did sell one. Ironically, a couple of days ago, we sold a Sega Genesis because neither my wife or I ever had Sega Genesis when we were a kid. I've never played a Sega Genesis. I don't really know any of the games, and we picked one up recently, or it was given to us, so we decided to sell it and made gas money, but or a quarter of a tank of gas money. But anyways, so you know, but for the most part, the dream has always been to have a wall where all the consoles are hooked up. And about 2 years ago, I took a step that direction. I don't have them hooked up, but I did buy something that allows me to hook up the older game systems to HDMI. And, it's nice. It looks weird. Some of them look weird, the older systems, but it's a nice tool to have.
I
And like
always I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt you.
no. I was gonna say, and like you, like Zelda, I love Zelda.
Yeah.
Someone came at her work and they donated the gold Zelda,
Ooh.
the original, and she's like, "Are we gonna sell this?" Sell it? No, no, no. That's mine. I'm gonna buy that.
Oh my goodness. I have a dream of having my own little arcade room. Um, I don't know, moving 3,000 miles has kind of put a kibosh on that. I've got a bunch of one-up games, the console games, the
Yeah, yeah.
stand-ups. Got a few of those, but my prize is that I have Outrun,
Oh,
the where you sit down in the chair and you drive
yeah.
it. I have that out in my garage. I also have an Area 51 game, but it has not worked in a very long time, and I think it's dead, and I don't know how to fix it. Um,
Mm,
so I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I want to keep them, but at the same time, I'm just thinking probably should just pass them on to somebody else who would enjoy them because they are just setting out in my garage collecting dust right now. Um, the only one that I know I'm not going to get rid of is that I have a 501 system and it's got the original Tron on it. so I'm not going to get rid of
Ooh.
that one. And then I have the Star Wars arcade, and I'm not getting rid of Star Wars arcade because that was like the first video game I ever remember playing. And that one is the only one that is inside, hooked up. I can play it anytime I want to, and I play it so much because I've been trying to get my name on all the spots, on the leaderboard, and I can't because it's so hard.
Oh, we talked about classic TV shows, and I'm thinking about Chandler on Friends when his hand was stuck like this because he was trying to get Ms. Pac-Man scores. I'm like, poor Jason, don't
I
don't get
have
a claw hand.
I have Pac-Man. I have Pac-Man as well.
One of the games that always fascinated me, like Tron, of course, you talk about Tron. When I was a kid, my uncle Steve and I, he would have us playing Tron. We'd have the old, uh, I wouldn't say a game system. He had a computer, and it would, 5.5 inch floppies were on the discs, and we would play it that way. And then we'd play Tron with frisbees. I love Tron. I love
Mm-hmm.
Tron.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I remember
Damn that Jared
playing.
Leto. Damn him.
I like that movie. I
I
got it.
like that. I like that movie too, but I still hate Jared Leto
Yeah, I get you. I hate Jared Leto, but I think he's gonna be good as Skeletor. So
because they ripped his face off and you can't recognize his voice.
there you go.
That's
Okay, well,
why he's going to be okay as Skeletor.
as long as you don't say it's skilling time.
it's Skeletorban time.
Skeletorman. Yeah, but no, I remember when I was a kid, I played the last Starfighter game, which I found out like 3 years ago was never released, and it was some documentary about video games and someone talking about, oh, they wanted to release it, and I'm like, I know I played that fucking game when I was a kid. So I called my uncle and I'm like, we played Last Starfighter, right? And he's like, yeah, yeah, you had that on the 5.5 inch. I'm like, how did we play it? Because I found out it wasn't released. He goes, I'm gonna let you know something about your grandpa. I said,
Oh dear.
so what's that? And he goes, got a lot of black market video games back in the day. So I'm like, all right. So, statute of limitations is over. Grandpa's been dead for a long time. So
yeah, they'll still come after him though.
it's like he's been gone
Yeah.
43 years. We're gonna But yeah, it was a good game. I love video games. I'm not as big of a gamer as I used to be, but I could talk games.
I will. I think right now the game I keep coming back to is Minecraft because that is a game that they keep fresh, and it is just a game of just unlimited possibilities, and you can do anything you want to in there. It's very rare that a game comes along and says you can do anything in this game, and then you can,
Yep.
as long as you are talented enough. Which I am not talented enough to make my own computer in Minecraft. I know other people are. I'm not, but I don't know. Just I could get in Minecraft and just walk in one direction, just walk in, just see what's there, see what the terrain builds. I just love it. And the fact that I play it, my students are just like, "Oh, you play Minecraft? Well, you play us," and then I just completely annihilate them. It's so much fun.
My son and I spent 4 years when Minecraft first had come out. He was in it, and he would play it all the time. And he was 7, 8 years old. I didn't care. I'd watch him play. And then one time he's like, do you want to play? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, we'll check this out. So I tried it with him, and we started building, and we built a world over 4 years. We built this massive world, and everything had moving parts and everything, and we loved it. And it was on my original Xbox. And unfortunately, when I decided to, or not original Xbox, 360, and when I was switching from 360 to Xbox One, I didn't know that there was a 1 year time frame that you had to transfer your world to the new system.
Mm.
Didn't know about it. Bought an Xbox One, went to play the game, and I could not transfer my world. I still have that Xbox. I will not get rid of that Xbox because my world is still there. I did try to rebuild it, but it wasn't the same thing. I did go with a different angle though. On the one, well, I have the Series X now, but I started building houses that I haven't been in, like my grandparents' house. I can remember every angle of that house. I can never go back in that house. My father's house, I can never go back into that house. So I started building those houses in Minecraft. so that I can walk around in those houses. Like I put, I mean, we're talking detail. And like my kid came over one day and he was going through it. I was showing him what I did, and he cried, because he's like, "That's Grandpa's house." And I was like, "Yeah," and he knew, he could recognize it. And I say that's probably the biggest gift that that game has ever given me, was I have a lot of great memories with my son and things that I was able to create. Um, and plus some really weird shit from Doctor Who, you know.
Oh
But
yeah.
um, but yeah, I'll have to send you pictures if you're interested. I had pictures because back when Xbox used to be connected to Facebook, and you could upload pictures, screenshots directly to Facebook. I created an entire folder of stuff I created on, because I apparently thought people on my Facebook gave a shit. So what I would do was I would screenshot it and send it to Facebook. None of them cared, but I have those pictures still. And if you want to see them, I'll send you some of the weird stuff I made.
My player what do you call it? My player accomplishments, whatever you called it, whenever it would pop up and
Achievements.
say achievements. Yeah, my
Yeah.
player achievements used to post automatically to Facebook.
Yeah.
And so everybody would be like, "Yo, look, Jason's playing video games again. What's he playing? Oh my God, he's playing that Doctor Who video game. That sucks. Why is he playing that?" Somebody would literally message me, say, "Hey, is that game any good?" Be like, "No, it's terrible. This game is awful."
I always wanted to play that. Is it the one that has the two different games on it?
It's the Eternity Clock.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I never
Yeah,
got to play it. It was on my Amazon wish list forever, and I think it disappeared or something. But and it you can pick it up for like next to nothing now.
yeah.
I still I still want to play this.
For as far as a Doctor Who game goes, it was not bad. I just think Doctor Who's one of those properties that does not lend itself to video games very well, just because of its nature. I mean, you got the Doctor who's just basically a pacifist who's just thinking his way out of situations, and it's like, how do we do that? Well, let's do a puzzle. He does a
Not gonna
puzzle
shoot
every time
you.
he does his sonic screwdriver. It just doesn't work.
I had a friend of mine. She was really big into the. You have to help me out. It was a Lego video game that they had where you had the little
Oh,
Lego
Dimensions, Lego
dimensions,
Dimensions,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, and she did the Doctor Who one, and yeah, I thought really seriously about doing that, but again, it comes down to I have that addictive personality, and I didn't want to start buying Lego a lot. Um, so, and yes, I said Lego, not Legos, because I get crap if you put an S at the end. I am well aware.
I
Um,
I have started buying Lego, but I found an out. I have ordered a set from AliExpress,
okay.
and we'll see because it's a lot cheaper. I
I
ordered the Ghostbusters Firehouse. We'll see how it looks when it gets here.
the only Lego I mean, I have an official Star Wars Millennium Falcon Lego that's like this big. It's just,
Oh yeah, I
and
think I had that same one.
yeah, and I've got a knockoff the Office, the whole office from the Office. I've
Hmm,
never opened it. And then I have a Stargate. It's a knockoff Lego Stargate that was sold in Mexico, some company in
nice.
Mexico. And there you go. That's my Lego collection. Oh, and then I do have an Enterprise. Lego Boldly, he was a guest on my show twice, actually. Lego Boldly had sent me a little miniature Enterprise that he had made out of like custom made Lego, and that's it's on my shelf with honor. But
My Back to the Future DeLorean is still in its box and it's looking at me right now and it's very upset with me. And then I also have the I
original,
have the yeah,
yeah, that seems
yeah.
worth some money, man.
Oh, I just bought it in Walmart not too long ago, so I
Oh,
guess
so it's
it's
not
not
the
the
original.
original. Okay, all right, never mind. I thought that was the original. Then I have the Enterprise D, and those are the only two sets that I bought, and they're both still in their box. Oh no, wait, hold on. I also have the forgot about this guy. I have the shuttle. I'm
Oh,
working on the
sweet.
shuttle.
I
I'm
I want
I'm very slow. It's very very slow.
I wanted to get those, and I love it and everything else. I think, look, if they're going to get a lot of money out of me, it's going to have a Cisco. If they put
Yeah,
out a Cisco minifig and I have to buy a runabout to get it, I'll do it.
I know that right now the rumor is that the next set is going to be a TOS bridge diorama, which I'm totally going to get if that's the case. But man, if they ever put out a Defiant or a Deep Space Nine or even a Runabout with Cisco, I got it. I don't care if I'm broke. I will sell my body
Yeah, I
to
think
get
blood
that.
is something I'm willing to sell.
Well, I was talking about something else, but yeah, you know.
I'm trying to keep it PG-13 a little bit here, but I was like,
That ship has sailed, my friend. That ship has sailed.
I, but no, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to go from here. I feel like we've gone on so many different tangents, but I love it. Um, I'll do this, Jason. How about this? Tell people where to find you. Let's make sure we get that done, and of course, it'll be all on the screen for everybody. But where can we find you?
Oh my goodness. Well, the best place to start is at my website, jasonroygaston.com. From there, you can go to my TikTok at Jason Roy Gaston, my Instagram at Jason Roy Gaston, my Clapper at Jason Roy Gaston, my YouTube at Jason Roy Gaston. Basically, just type in at Jason Roy Gaston. You're going to be taken to a lot of places, some of which you do not want to go. And of course, I have got a book that I'm very proud of. It is available at my website. It's called Starseeker Baptism by Fire. I don't want to oversell it, but everyone who's read it has just thrown all their other books away and saying that sorry, it's never going to top this. That is a lie. But it is a book that I'm actually very proud of, and getting it out there has kind of broken the dam open because I'm working on my I'm actually finishing up my third novella right now, based in the same universe, and I'm almost done with my first write through of the fourth one, and it's just crazy how my brain has kind of opened up and everything's coming out after I've been sitting on this for years and years and years. But yeah, it's super cheap. Right now it's ebook only, but I got a few people asking about a physical copy, so I'll sit down and work on that one day in the near future.
Well, ebook is okay. I mean, I get that, and I'll definitely be checking it out. I recently put the Kindle app on my phone the other day because I had a couple of oh, I'm on airplane mode. I had a couple I had a couple of books that I needed to read uh, that were I have an upcoming guest coming up guest, and so I wanted to make sure I was reading them, and then found out there was more than one, and I started reading and reading. So I need to read more, and that if it's comes down to supporting somebody, I'm all about supporting people. So I'll make sure I add it to my list. Um, it Reading was something I was really big into when I was young, and my wife kind of opened up the gates on that again. A couple of years ago, she bought me the most thoughtful gift ever. She bought me a book that I really, really wanted from someone that I truly um, admired, and I cried. I mean, it was a book that I'm not going to promote them, but I it was a book that ripped my heart in half in so many different ways. And so I thought, man, this is what reading is about. It's about exploring a different world in your own head, and nothing that's for you. I mean, you're writing your own story, and that's great. You have the in your head, you hear your characters, you have their voices. But when other people can take your creation and mold it you know into what they think, I always think that's fun you know
It is really cool to hear people's thoughts on it, even if they hate it. I just think it's so neat. It's like, wow, you're talking about something I wrote. I actually have kind of a funny story about my favorite author. I accidentally made friends with his brother and didn't even know it for about a year. So he was like, oh, by the way, my brother is this author, and I was like, really? That's your brother? That's amazing. And
who if may I ask who it was?
it was Peter David.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah, I made friends with his brother over social media, and I just thought he told me at the time that Peter David's health was failing, and I said, well, I hope you pass on my well wishes. I said he's somebody I've always wanted to meet, and he said, well, why don't you record a video and I'll play it for him. And so I got to send a video message to an author who I really admired, and I was told that he really appreciated the video and my well wishes, and I don't know. I think that's one of the most touching things that anybody has ever done for me
Oh,
is
that's
just
nice.
pass a message on for me. And
I like
of
that.
course, we lost Peter. Actually, it's been almost a year now. We lost him last year because I was on the way up to Alaska when that happened. Um, and I still look at my shelf, and I've still got all of his books over there. And he's just such a fantastic writer. So many of his ideas were whacked out. Imzadi is such a whacked out book, but I love it. He wrote another book that nobody knows about, but it's called Howling Mad, and it's a reversal of the werewolf myth. In it, in the Canadian Rockies, a wolf is attacked by a werewolf, and every time the moon comes up, the wolf turns into a person.
Huh.
And it is the funniest book I've ever read.
I have to look that up.
It's
I went
very hard to find, super hard to find.
I don't know if you saw it the other day. I was at my local comic shop last week, and I picked up some old comic books. I'd found some old Star Trek comics, and I specifically bought them because they were written by Peter David, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like $3 each. And I'm like, why is nobody buying these? It's like, um, but yeah. So
Oh,
I understand the Peter David lore. Another guest
oh,
of the
his
podcast,
run on Supergirl and Young Justice were amazing.
no,
Like
well, I don't have those. I don't have
every
those.
time they've tried to relaunch Young Justice, I'm just like, you can't do it because you're going to try to make it serious. And Peter David understood that when you get Impulse, Superboy, and Robin in the same room, they're not going to be responsible adults. They're going to be children. And I just loved that book because of that. And it was unapologetically stupid. And it was written to be stupid. And that was part of its charm was that it was a stupid book that knew it was stupid, but its stupidity was its charm. And I loved it.
Well, the beauty part is you love it, and that love continues on. So in a way,
Yes,
that's immortality.
it
We're
is. It
we're
is.
still
And
talking about him a year later. So,
absolutely. I'll be talking about them until I lack the ability to do so anymore.
well, I lack the ability to keep talking to you today.
I understand I am quite repulsive.
No, it's okay. Look, one day, you'll be in Alaska, and we won't be able to just look over and say, "Hey, Jason," Oh wait, no, internet. I get it. No, we can.
We can't do that now. You're in Ohio. I'm in Texas. We're both in hell. We can't get out of
I Yeah, Texas is pretty nice.
there.
I know a lot of people in Texas. I got people in Texas. I love Texas. So ish.
I'm in West Texas. West Texas is like I would call it a pancake. It's the pancake part of Texas, but pancakes are sweet and people like them, so I can't make that comparison.
So you're saying it's sticky.
Um, no, I'm saying
No,
it's flat, it's full
flat.
of holes, and it smells like oil, like bad oil.
Oh, okay.
I get very bad pancakes. I'm not that great of a cook.
So Jason burns pancakes. I get that. I get that. I appreciate your time, Jason. I'm really glad you were here. I appreciate you coming on the show, and I hope everybody checks out his channel. I realize you have what 7 million followers now on TikTok or something like that.
If I
Um,
had 7 million followers, I wouldn't still be teaching.
well, you don't do it for the love of the children,
No,
like
no.
molding the minds of the
I
future.
do it for the paychecks and because I get summers off.
Well, there you go. Okay,
No,
yeah.
I do. In case any of them are watching, I do tolerate you all.
And if they are watching, like and subscribe.
Yes, please do. I also want to say, it's good to finally be here because I'm going to take full responsibility. We had an interview scheduled a couple of months ago, and I went blank, and I looked at my clock, and I texted you. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I missed the interview," and you're like, "It's okay." And then I didn't hear from you for a while, and my anxiety brain just went, "Oh my gosh, Ed hates me. He hates me.
No,
He hates
no,
me. He
no.
hates me. He hates me, and I deserve it." So it's good to be here, and it's good to know that you don't hate me, at least not publicly.
I don't hate you publicly or in private. Um,
Okay.
I No. What happens is like it's kind of that thing. Like I've had a few people cancel or move on. I just try to move on to the next person. I don't want to be, like, hey, are you ready yet? Come on, let's do this. Um, you
I'm here
know,
in my chair waiting for you.
I've got a new chair. It's so pretty. Um, but anyways, no, we're
It's
cool. We're cool.
upholstered in human skin.
Put the lotion on it. Okay, so stick with me a couple minutes, and we'll lotion this chair in a minute. So everybody, thank you for your
Kinky.
time, and yeah, I can subscribe.